Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dwarf, bringing you the first night of CGL Season 2 finals. Alongside me, casting tonight is Mr. Junglefo. Junglefo, how you going?
Great, thanks. Excited to be here.
Mate, I got Frantel in hand as it is about to get fucking hot in this shit. Top 12 teams from Bandana and High Top Division going head-to-head. I think it's going to be an epic, epic night.
Indeed, it's a lot to look forward to as we get into this first game.
Any ideas on like, you got any favorites to take it out? I know previously known Marcel Bakery is now Team Tahi, sitting well and truly out on points, as you can see on the screen there, from the High Top Division. Obviously, Rank Tank, Avoid the Zoid, Lock My Rari, S-Team D, a lot of the top teams from Bandana Division fighting pretty close at the end of the season. So, yeah, any suggestions on who you think is going to take out a few games tonight, or the guys to really, really focus on?
You'd obviously have to keep your eyes on the top teams from both divisions, but also I'd like to see a bit from Lunatics and Avoid the Zoid from both sides, as they've been looking consistent throughout the seasons, and it would be good to see them get a few placement points at least tonight.
Yeah, the guys at Lunatics have been putting in some pretty good work. We seen Navi the other week hiding in a bathroom and making an absolute play. That was gorgeous from him. Resolve's been putting in a lot of work lately in the CGL as well as off CGL. I'd like to see some teams we got the TNS guys. They're coming through tonight as well. I'd like to see them. They've been practicing throughout the week, doing pretty well with the new leaderboards that are out. So yeah, definitely going to be a pretty mixed bag, but I think we're pretty set for a pretty nice lineup.
Indeed, as we jump in here with the first game, the Plains coming in from the north, straight down the middle, opening up pretty much every position on the map. We obviously have those teams jumping in early, heading towards Zaki and Stauber, but also Severny may be a possibility as that Plains goes straight over. It will be possibly highly populated. There'll also be teams that most likely will go Yaz and Georgia Pole, but it'll be interesting to see if anyone opts to go military, which is, of course, that tier 3 loot zone. Best loot, but also can be prone to having many teams. There'll also be Milta Power and Primorsk and maybe even Novo in there.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for much of a better plane, to be honest. If you guys want to see an action-packed game where everyone should have decent loot before their confrontations, this is the plane you hope for. It's cutting the islands in half. And as we see the Resolve guys from Lunatics and stuff, that opting for Millie, as well as I think I can see Bounty and Toby. So the guys from TNS, they're going to have a bit of trouble down there. That is like I said, it's tier 3 loot. You can get some really quick guns, some really nice guns, some really high tier guns very, very fast. So this might be some action early game, as we have two very well thought out teams there. Actually, I make that 3.
Yeah, I am a personal favourite of military myself, but I did not expect to see 3 separate teams all opt to go there. We are on board with Luke Ultra as he coming into land at ATC. Obviously a great spot to start off with, but very exposed at the top of that building. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. We've got teams landing at apartments and also all the way over at the west and east side. So as they all start to converge for loot, Luke Ultra spots Toby, gets a few shots into him. Toby closes the door in his face. Luke Ultra's not too sure where he is, but Toby without a weapon is just trying to delay as long as possible here as he gets into another room and keeps on running.
Yeah, Luke just opting to pick up that shotgun, bit of a better option. He's been juked. Did he see it? He spotted it. Toby has to make the play now. He's ducking and weaving. Luke's trying to find him. Can he spot him?
Incredibly well played by Toby if he gets out of this, but it would be amazing. But he's missed both shots. That's incredible. Toby opting to duck behind that bench. Luke Ultra is just not getting lucky at all here with the shotgun in hand as Toby keeps running, but does indeed eventually go down. Unfortunately, gets lured in by that pistol that was on the ground.
Yeah, unfortunately, Toby going down there. We do have No Joke Esports down there as well. You can see Spaghetti there hiding on a slither of health. Bouncy and stuff, the other guys from TNS. Bouncy hitting a few shots on a Listral there from No Joke Esports. So these guys are straight into the firefight. Yeah, I did not expect 3 teams to go military, but this definitely spices things up a lot.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good strat. Not that many people have been going down there, but as you can see right now, the tables have turned.
Yeah, good support by Chill there, just knocking out a Listral. Gives Spaghetti a bit of space to just keep looting, trying to find some meds. As Bouncy Butts throws a nade in there, doesn't do too much damage, but Unicry and Shira are close, and they look to just get
another nade coming in there too. Up too far. It did miss them.
Looks like they're getting aggressive though now, as those two are really unprepared for it and do get taken down. So well played by them, seizing the opportunity, knowing that they were going for that revive and just moving in quickly. I'm unsure. Luke Ultra now just out the back here with a Vector in hand. Unicry trying to crawl to safety, but Bouncy Butts behind him doesn't finish it off. Surprisingly, he's got that shotgun in hand, has to get a quick reload. Luke Ultra seemingly hasn't got enough time to heal up here as he's just weaving back and forth, trying to peek behind those walls as Unicry gets out and does get shut down. So incredibly well played by that. Spaghetti actually finishes off Luke Ultra there with the P92, even though he had such little health. So incredibly well played by them. In the meantime, though, there is still that other team over there at Apartments and on the western side continuing to loot. They would have heard all that, and you'll have to wait and see what becomes of that later on.
Yeah, definitely. Lunatic's been left to freely roam and scavenge through that the C building there on military, the 3 apartment blocks. So TNS guys doing well there, doing very well there against the No Joke Esports there to take them out. But yeah, as we see up here, we've got Merrick and these guys up at Zaki. Opted for here. They've got this entire town to themselves. Zaki, I've actually been currently using myself recently and has some incredible loot. Just not the best circles as of time. It doesn't seem to have the best circle spawns up there or anywhere close, but it's not too bad for them this game, so it might be an option that has played out pretty well.
Definitely Glockamaya Rari, not too worried about the circle as they do head towards Zaki. So hopefully we'll be able to see them just get a nice bit of loot and head in later on. The circle isn't too far away from them, which is lucky for them. But it is quite a central circle, just heading towards the northern side, though. So those guys at military will have to get off that island pretty soon. Now we check out V1 and his team over here in Milta. They have been in a bit of confrontation as there is a death behind him. But as he moves across the road, not too worried about it at the moment.
Yeah, avoid the Zoid here. Going for the Milta option. They've been doing this a lot. I've seen them. I've been watching them. The past couple of weeks for the CGLs, Milta's their town. It's kind of getting pretty commonly known now that they like to jump Milta. They usually rotate up towards Lipovka, towards the Milta power areas, and they just try to secure as many angles as they can. Minimizing casualties. So that's a really good tactic for them, but it is getting more commonly known. But yeah, as you can see, they've moved down towards the coast in a pretty good spot right now, and not really contested.
Yeah, they're just doing their normal strats of just looting up beforehand. Actually, Zoidmate earlier on today had a 20-kill solo game and came second. He was streaming that. That was amazing, but it was quite hilarious when he ended up dying to a second place. So he's just opting to get off the high horse there and just loot up instead of going all frantic earlier on in the game. There is now an airdrop actually just to the north east of Gatkar. We're just going to check it out, see what's there, but no team is too close to it at the moment, so it's unlikely it'll be looted anytime soon. But it just has a military vest and a Tommy gun with an 8x scope, so a bit of a jumble of items there. Not too useful with the 8x scope on a Tommy gun, but I'm sure a player will be happy to see that military vest when they come on through Gatkar.
Yeah, that's definitely a bit of a show bag, that one. So yeah, looks pretty, but it's filled with shit.
Definitely looks like NZ Snapshot though takes out Friendly Dad. Looks to be up near the northeast of the map over at, well, in the middle of nowhere, really. But Blackout and them contesting it. NZ Snapshot is just stuck inside a building, I believe. I know he's on the outside, just over a dead man's body, just trying to run away now. As I believe the rest of the enemies aren't actually in the town, so they're not in too dire of a situation, as Blind Freddy is just across the road. They are just regrouping though at the moment and healing up. Yeah,
they seem to be storming this building. I think they may have overestimated who was actually around, but Rank Tank just clearing their angles, making sure they're playing safe, and that's how they play. That the name originates from that. So Freddy over here just hiding, surviving next to his rock and his Ducati. He's waiting for these guys to push out, and he can get a free little ride into the circle.
Definitely, that's what you have to do at these times. You have to just get those placement points. You can't really get too aggressive with only 1 or 2 people left on your team. But it looks like all those guys at military now are opting to get out of there. Hakai, he's on a vehicle at the moment, just went across that bridge. He actually did land south side of Military Island, so he didn't actually go for the main attractions, but it looks like it's worked out for him. He's now heading through Milta. Hopefully he won't get picked off by any of those close teams.
Yeah, one team's still at Novo there, just casually looting Novo up. They'll probably make a late move. They might have a boat or something like that to head up the coast. But yeah, Hakai here just opting for the southern. Those buildings are okay. They do offer some decent loot. So yeah, if he's had that to himself down there, it might be pretty nice.
Definitely looks like he's just trying to get inside the building here. It is actually in the zone, so he's crashed his UAs into a building that he won't be able to stay in for too long. But he's got his crossbow in hand, so the loot couldn't have been too generous to him, but he now finds an M16, so he'll be happy about that. As we see Spaghetti also coming across the bridge, they may be spun out, or they might be actually looking to camp the bridge. They may have been told that there is a team still at Novo, but it looks like they are actually camping the bridge, so this could be interesting when that zone continues to move. Hopefully those Novo guys have a boat, otherwise they may come into a bit of trouble later on down the track. It looks like Sigredo and his team are heading out of Saverdi now, even though they are in the zone, looking to keep on looting, keep moving around, as those teams up at Zaki and Prim area are going to have to start moving in, as well as Milta.
Yeah, on board here with the TNS guys, and they've decided to make a bit of a roadblock. They may have got a bit of intel, like you said, that those guys are still at Novo. They did have that early firefight against No Joke Esports, so they may have not got the best loot. You can see Spag got the double barrel on his back right there. Yeah, they might be waiting for these guys that have looted Novo and had Novo themselves to just, re-gear. This is a really nice strat if you can pull it off. 9 times out of 10, it usually works. I don't know whether these guys are going to be expecting anyone sitting on the bridge, especially if they push in late with the blue. So this might really pay off for the TNS guys if they can clean this up here.
Definitely, it's uncertain at the moment if they do know that there's any players at Novo or still at military, so they may well leave before the blue arrives, and if those guys at Novo opt to leave later on, they may well get off scot-free here. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but they don't look to be getting into a vehicle anytime soon. So as we check out the map again, a lot of those players now are moving in. Oh, they are moving now. Okay, they all were just grouping up at a vehicle, so that might be happening very soon. But as the zone keeps moving, it'll be interesting to see if they just push in a bit too early and just snag it before Spaghetti and his guys have time to leave. But Zoidmate and his team just to the north of the bridge. So if they hear this confrontation, they might just pitch up and wait for the victors to come on through.
Yeah, this could be a bit of a domino effect here, as we've got Crossy and stuff opting for the boat. They've picked a boat. That's the smart option right here. That's the smart play. Get up the coast. These TNS guys are now probably sitting in not the best position, being stuck there just behind Avoid the Zoid, but I'm sure they'll know that the north of that bridge is going to be pretty hot, being close side of the circle. So we'll see if these guys are obviously TNS guy probably going to spot Crossy and these guys coming in the boat, and may wait for them to land. But they've 3 of them there rocking level 3 helmets. You got to hit some nice headshots there with an SKS to be able to down them. So you can see the TNS guys now just getting out there, getting into the circle.
Definitely. It looks like DK team actually got a nice kill on Pekin while we were on the boat. I'm not sure exactly where that's happening, if there's still a fight going on, but that's a very nice kill for DK to pick up Pekin, who is currently one of the top players on the squad leaderboard. So just have to keep an eye on that and what's going on over there at the northeast. But as they keep moving in, Kamikaze and his team are on the run. One of our prior casters actually in some of the other nights couldn't cast with us tonight because he's playing himself. So we'll have to keep an eye on what's going on there. But as DK and Blind Freddy, the survivors of that tangle earlier on, just get in their days and keep on moving.
Yeah, definitely taking out Pekin early is a like you said, he's quite a talented player. Yeah, that's a nice kill, nice pick up there by DK. So yeah, probably going to be happy about that one. Might ride home about that.
It looks like those guys though to the north of the bridge, Zoidmate's team, have just picked up Spaghetti and them as they left the bridge, like you thought would happen. They just looks to have cleared out the entire squad, so incredibly well played by them. Get that nice gear, but as DK now takes out Orgran, who was just driving through on a buggy, also incredibly unlucky for him. So nice loot by DK, but also a great few kills there by Avoid the Zoid.
Yeah, Avoid the Zoid there, definitely just waiting out. They knew that people obviously had gone down to the military island, that being close side circle bridge. Yeah, unfortunate for the TNS guys, they did get plucked off, and yeah, they'll have to wait until next game now. But that was definitely a nice kill there, nice pickup by DK there to land those few shots on the buggy. So we go on with the next type now. These guys seem to be storming a compound, kind of want to hold get a bit of a foothold. They do have to move still, 2.5 minutes on that circle, but yeah, they're just looting up.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for them to get those kills. It's interesting in the finals week that I think there's been a bit more action than any of the qualifier weeks. More people have died a bit earlier on. Still, there is 77 people alive, but a lot of full team wipes. It's interesting to see that happened in the final week, where everything is just that bit more important now. As we take another look at the map, I'm not sure if anyone actually did get that airdrop as the zone finishes up, and it's just got 2 minutes until the next one happens. So all those teams that are just outside are having to move in But we're now on board with plutonium as they just go past apartments and get closer to Roshawk. Looks like there's another team just behind them actually in a vehicle. They may well collide with these teammates in the rear vehicle here as they're in between now. It'll be interesting to see what happens here if they opt to slow down and try and take out Senzu, or see what is going on.
Yeah, they do seem to be sandwiched there. I'm not too sure whether they're aware of this, but Senzu might be he's tagging along, and Blackout taking some shots from this car. He's one bullet off plutonium. I think steering or taking the shots. Actually, no. Yeah, plutonium. Godless, all that. Landing some really nice shots there, actually, from a moving car is something quite hard to do. First person seems to be a lot smoother to be shooting out of a car. I think they've stabled the camera a little bit. But in a third person, we all know how difficult that can actually be to actually land a shot from a moving vehicle. It's quite a hard thing to do. So, but, you wouldn't expect anything less from the best guys coming out of OC.
Yeah, it looks like they've rocked up on another team that's already at Watertown, so it'll be interesting to see if they collide or if they just get out of here as soon as the other guys have driven past. But as those guys can look to have just been bunkering out in the middle of Watertown, it would be unlikely that they'll collide with each other unless they opt to get aggressive here.
Yeah, you can see Blackout shutting doors there, just trying to hold the fort, I think. It's a good little position, decent for the circle. But these guys have definitely held that middle compound pretty nicely. They've got most angles secure there, which is good. Seem to have decent loot. Got a Car 98K there on aimbot, 2 AKs and an UMP for close quarters. So seem to be doing pretty well. Nice little spot. And they may have spotted. We're on board with aimbot here. Not rocking a helmet, so unlucky. Opting for the beanie. Not my preference, but he's got the tracksuit to match. So, we're just waiting out. These guys are basically just going to sit out here, camp it, and probably wait out the next circle and to see where it takes them. Sitting pretty central right now. So move on with Hades. He seems to be bombarding some nades down on that Dacia that's pulled up behind the little shit shack down there. He's got it pinned down pretty well. So this is an open roof, though, and there's a lot of open angles here, so it's not the best place you want to be sitting for a very long time, and it's not somewhere you want to stay still with those hills towards Watertown. You can see resolves in that just over the hill there, and I know these guys are a great shot. And there you go.
They are one of the good group of great players in the. They all individually have great ratings on the servers. Fat Texter is actually one of the top 5 players on solo at the moment, which is also pretty impressive. But as they just camp outside that compound, they will wait to see who takes the win out of those other 2 teams, and then probably will move in to clean up there. We'll have a nice bounty of loot waiting for them as they do so. As Zeke just moving around with that M4 in hand, just playing it passively at the moment, not wanting to get involved until one of those teams has finished off the other, which it looks like has just happened. So it'll be interesting to see what Resolves opts to do here now.
Yeah, seems to be pushing in, trying to get a nice angle. I prefer this building over the rooftop. You see him there landing 2 nice shots on Hades through the window. These guys are going to probably play pretty aggressive now as he takes a hit to the chest. Seemed to be a Car 98. It might have been from aimbot there.
Looks like Sardud actually did knock out a Zeke though with a nice headshot with the M4, so they may well have just overstepped their mark here as Sardud holding down that bottom floor there well and truly, simply really only just opting to use a few bandages here as the Zeke was knocked out. So Resolves healing up in the top story of that building as Fat Texter and Navi have to move in to assist Zeke here. They may just back off here as another team actually is not too far away, just to the northeast. So be interesting if they choose to keep going. They could back out fairly easily with that Dacia nearby, but they might get a bit greedy here and want to keep pursuing it.
Yeah, they position that Dacia really nicely there over that back little defilade. They can pull out here if they know what building they're in. They've given themselves cover from that building. They can pull back, grab that Dacia, drive off into the sunset. A couple of pina coladas on the beach and live to tell another day. But as you see Fat Texter here, he's really checking his angles. He's keen. He's hungry. You can tell the way he's moving. He looks like a little ADH kid that hasn't had his outer so he's eager. But as we go with Hades, he's just smoked, get off that roof. Wants to get back into cover, regroup, maybe find another angle or find a way out of here. But that circle has landed right on top of them, so these guys are definitely going to be bunkered down now. I don't see them moving anytime soon. You got these 2 other teams here down the road, just looking at each other from across the street, being friendly neighbors at the moment, so it seems. Resolves and stuff like that may get flanked here. As you can see, these guys are opting to get back towards the car, maybe for a reposition.
Yeah, I think they will just be backing off here. That other team has that compound fortified pretty easily, and it's pretty hard to push into them, so they might just opt to get out of here as that next zone has spawned now, and they just move to get a bit more positioning for later in the game. But as you mentioned, those other two teams just staring each other off there. They must know of each other's presences across the street, but they are just on each side, just holding down, not trying to get too aggressive, as one looks to be backing off towards the warehouse and might get out of there with that UAS out the back. So nothing too hasty has happened just yet, but there is another team heading past apartments. They might come through here, might stir something up, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, you got the guys from Cougar Gaming. They're hoping to go to the hill up there, Pashinki, and they may have heard this. Extrude and stuff like that they've heard this. They've taken an option. There might be a car around the back of that garage down there, so they opt to move out. As you can see, that resolves and stuff like that moved into a very central location. And
we jump on here with Raz, though, as Terabad gets a nice few kills here. They're just stuck on the cliff face here, just out of the water, just able to heal up. Hakai is down, probably getting revived quite at the moment, because they just don't look to have too many meds here, as Raz isn't actually healing up himself. They are playing passively, as Seni opts to pick up Hakai, and he might move in soon. They're not too keen here. Raz doesn't look to have any bandages as he's waiting for his drink to heal him up, as Plutonium is also on the other side. They have him surrounded. Not too many options here for Terabad and Raz.
Yeah, these guys trying to find a nice angle so they can swim away. You can see Senzu going in for the nade here, trying to cook it. Can he cook it on Raz? And just overthrown. Very, very close there. Unfortunate for Senzu there. But these guys are locked down, as you said, Plutonium on the other side, and they might not want to push that way. Terra gets a bit of a nice little clip there, and Raz getting a couple hits landed on him, and I'm not too sure, but by the looks of it, yeah, no, Terabad's got meds. Raz getting knocked out there by Hacker, getting a good angle with the crossbow too. Oh wow, that's a kick in the nuts.
What a shot there by him. Obviously, having that crossbow is quite a gamble, but it is a great weapon to use to get a nice headshot kill if you can. Raz just crawling off into the water, was too low though, and does get knocked out, and Terabad now looking to just swim away and get out of there, as Hakai looking incredibly skilled at the moment with that crossbow kill. Unfortunately, didn't catch it on the first person, but just seeing that in the kill feed was quite impressive.
Yeah, I was kind of umming and ahhing when I seen him earlier with the crossbow, but heck, who might have judged makes it pay off. So no, that was definitely a nice kill there. Go down towards Pashinki. Just outside Pashinki here, there's two nice strongholds on board with Benny Q. These guys seem to be smoking the house out, trying to smoke them out.
Yeah, it looks like Benny Q and them have already been fortified, but the other team actually that just rocked up were one of the teams that were doing the exact same thing earlier, just near apartments. So they've opted to leave one team behind and move into another warehouse to just do the exact same thing again, as they just sit here in a stalemate with smokes everywhere. Not looking to get too aggressive here. Both teams not wanting to go down too early with just under 70 players still alive. They are looking to get those placement points, which are the major section of the rewards in these games, as another airdrop looks to be flying in. Sigredo and his team just holding down the angles here in warehouse and not looking to get too aggressive.
Yeah, that's Cozzy and the boys that were down the road. So they've gone from one neighborhood to another bad one. So yeah, they're in a better position. Sheds aren't the easiest things to hold, but there's two entrances. You got 4 players, you can pretty much hold them. But yeah, you got some nice angles there. So they're just going to wait this one out.
Exactly. There is actually another airdrop coming in. I'm not too sure if it's near any teams, but it'll be interesting to see if that's got a powerful sniper rifle in it. For the late game, can always change tides with a powerful weapon from an airdrop. So it'll be interesting to see who gets that. I believe it's just landed outside Watertown. So plenty of teams around there to snag it, as just a few more players are only outside the zone here. Mikesy and DK Game moving in. DK on foot. He hopefully has enough meds to make it, or he finds a vehicle, with Mikesy and his team just coming in with a vehicle. So majority of the players up to the north, they may well run into them, and it's not looking to be too good for Mike's and his team at the moment.
No, you can see Avoid the Zoid next here, and Les moving in by vehicle into the hills just south of the Watertown. This is going to get really, really fucking busy really fast. Yeah, there's not that much cover out here. There are some nice hills. You can get some nice angles, but you can be rushed very, very quickly, as we see. Probably about 50 to 60% of the players left just north of this circle. So definitely going to be some firefight around these ledges, around these ruins. We'll see who comes out on top, but avoid the Zoid. Kind of getting stuck. Zoid mate there. Getting a kill, was it? Or no, just putting down some fire.
Just getting passive there with like 4 or 5 teams all around the same area. Those guys in the middle of Avoid the Zoid are completely surrounded, and they don't have much room to move as all 3 of those other teams just start moving in. It's not looking good for them. If those UAZs actually do blow up, that's going to be quite a bit of damage and hard to get away from, as Resolves and Nabi just peeking those hills. The Zeke's moved off to the right, and Fat Texter is just still in one of those buildings, and the other 2 teams just holding their ground. But it looks like those guys from Ruins are now moving up behind them. That might be a bad idea. It's not very easy to move up and avoid the Zoid. Those guys are well adapted to this type of situation. But it looks like Schoolyard's moved in right behind V. As I say this, V doesn't look to have any idea what's going on as they just stalk up behind them. He might get a few shots off here, but doesn't down him and does get taken out by Les. So good response by Les. They're just identifying the situation, seeing those shots.
Les peeking that edge. Very nice there by Les peeking the edge and getting aimbot as well. Gritty. And that looks to be it. Taken out. Avoid the Zoid there, holding those ledges really, really nicely. That was a nice play there. Luckily to escape that scenario, to be honest, but definitely a hard place to push, especially on a team like that do know their angles. They are quite accurate with their shots.
Smartly Face not taking any shots at those other guys are just over the hill there. He's just staying passive, not wanting to attract too much attention with the rest of his team behind him. He knows plenty of players are just to the north east of him at the moment. Now he does spot Somatic now, taking a few shots with the UMP or M4 and not doing too much damage, just trying to get passive here, but he does get shut up a bit more. It looks like he's going to go down. I'm not exactly sure to who. Yeah,
Barney the Dinosaur from right across there. He was scoping him out a bit earlier, just caught his foot on the side of the rock. Yeah, not in full cover there, Smiley, so unfortunate for him. But as you see here,
Zoid are getting pushed in here. Zoid and V are the only 2 players still alive on their team. One of them are getting revived at the moment. Zoid's still busy trying to hold off the others, but he might actually just go and help up next type here if these other guys aren't too close. But they haven't got much of a defilade there to protect them. They are completely exposed to those hills behind him, so Zoid is not getting rested anytime soon.
Nah, I'm not too sure if Zoid actually knows if Predge and Reddy are actually below him right there. We do see some nades coming in, so maybe I think it might have been next type throwing that nade there. Just knowing these guys are there, trying to lock them out. So
exactly, Rennie just peeking that with the 3rd person. He will be able to keep an eye on what Avoid the Zoid are doing. He will see them now getting a bit more aggressive. He does know where they are, just out of nade range, luckily. But he's not looking to get aggressive anytime soon. As Avoid the Zoid, though, they are getting aggressive, moving in on them. Rennie taking some fire, doesn't actually return fire too well, and now just opting to run away and leave his teammate in the field of battle. And it looks like they've both been knocked out now.
Yeah, Avoid the Zoid, they really need to make that push at the right time then. And they played that very well, very aggressive there. The circle moving in, they needed to take that. They knew they had quite a few teams to their right-hand side, so opting to push down towards the Ruin side there, just to position themselves nice for this next circle as it comes in. As we move back towards Pashinki, everyone that's been pushed out of Pashinki has been going to town on the other side of the map. Sardude here getting clipped, and
Cozy coming out with the SKS headshot. Well played by him there, getting that kill. Well, just knocked out at the moment, but he does get finished off. So well played by him. 76 players alive as that zone is moving in. A lot of players are going to have to move now, especially that team in that warehouse that are still camping out. Some players are going to move past them. Plenty of players are getting knocked out, though, at the moment as well. Rennie, I believe, was still alive after that encounter with Avoid the Zoid, but I'm not sure what happened to him now. He looks like he's taken his fate and he's lost his life, unfortunately. But Resolves just camping outside those yellow buildings. Another team is nearby. He's disconnected from the rest of his team, though. He's just on the other side of the compound. He's getting a bit aggressive here with that other team inside the building. Takes some shots off, gets a nice knockout on Lanny, 11, and moves in on those other guys inside the building. Yeah, Resolve's playing very aggressive there, landing some nice shots, but yeah, opening the door at the wrong time there. They didn't want room service. No, knocking out Resolves there, and with the rest of his team just a few buildings away, he may well get finished off here, but it looks like a Zeke not holding back as he moves in with that UMP suppressed in hand. Taking some shots, but does get knocked out himself by Benny Q. Well played by him there, as Navi now spraying through the door, trying to get some damage down. Knocks out Dino-Mancer, spraying down also Benny as well. He's cleaning up here at the moment as a nade goes in and takes out the team. Well played by them.
Yeah, resolves. And Navi pushing up really, really aggressive there. Resolves coming in. Those two guys are pinpoint accurate there, and yeah, helping their team. So that was a bit of a scattered push by them, but at the end of the day, it worked out. So ball's in their court now, and they're sitting in a nice position. But they do have Avoid the Zoid, I'm pretty sure, on their 6 at those yellows. As we go on with Fallen, he's a bit of a slippery snake up this hill, trying to hide and camouflage himself out, and he's in a decent area, I would like to say. Avoid the Zoid now pushing up on Lunatics here. They would have heard the gunfight. They know what's been going on, and you can see here Next Type just scanning out, panning these buildings, trying to keep a safe angle from that hill from Pachinki though, because level 2 helmets seems to be what most of Avoid the Zoid are rocking right now. Nice little headshot's going to take that off. So.
Looks like Avoid the Zoid has lost V1, unfortunately. The Next Time now cleaning up Resolves and Navi with that UMP as they are forced out of those buildings. Fat Texter does go down with the Zeke, the only one left alive. He's now running away with that UMP in hand. Not much he can do for the rest of his team here as he goes out the other side of that compound and just moving in on the other side of the defilade. So he'll be all right for now. As I say that, though, Next Type spots him out with the UMP, doesn't get any shots off at the moment. Pulls out the UMP, gets shot though in the head, it looks like, takes some serious damage and gets knocked out by another team. Chad now moving in, taking some shots. Well played by him there. DJ is also down, as well as Ray. Lots of players going down now. We're only down to 12 alive and a handful of those already knocked. So this could be quite a quick finish here as those players are scattered around the west and southern side of the circle.
Yeah, we got Yasu Cage here, just rank tanking for a Bloodbath Mini Beyond, just hiding in these bushes, picking his shots, trying to finish off Ray QT there. I seen him in the kill feed a second ago. So, yeah, he's just sitting there for his team, trying to hold it out. As we go on board, 9 left this circle. Up here with Chad and Annie, they have a nice angle. They're going to have to move down the hill a little bit, but yeah, this is a nice little angle from them. Strategically placed UAS right there in the bush, but yeah, not a scene you want to jump into in this small of a circle. But they are taking some heavy fire from down the hill. I don't know whether that was Avoid the Zoid. It was Les making work with that SKS there, catching those guys moving down the hill. So we've got Zoid here with a Kar 98, just trying to peek shots and finish off a few people. Avoid the Zoid in a very nice position here. I'm pretty sure they're still inside circle, so they do have the upper hand. This hill is going to be hard for these guys to push down to, especially with Avoid the Zoid holding this nice little angle. Good little defilade there. They can just 3P over it, find anyone moving from tree to tree, and try and pick their shots. They seem to be kitted out with some nice sniper rifles. So yeah, this is going to be good. And Les
just finishing off those kills he already had. It looks like Yasu, though, did get a triple kill on his own, so he is still there down at the south, just getting pushed in by the zone healer. We'll have to move in here, though, but making good work of the solo circumstances here. He takes some fire, though, and does get knocked out by Les with the SKS. Well played by him there, picking up some nice late kills. But looks to be a 1v1 here, well, in terms of teams, but a 2v3 in real time, as NZ here has the SKS and Fallen. Not too sure what weapon he has equipped at the moment, but they are just on the other side of the defilade. They have some cover for now, but Les and the rest of Avoid the Zoid knowing well where they are, so they just have to keep eyes on now as that zone has spawned. They've got 40 seconds.
Yeah, we got Avoid the Zoid versus Team Tahi. Like you said, 2v3. On board here with Fallen. I think he's rocking the M4. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight. Obviously, Les being pinpoint accurate. We can see Fallen, he kind of knowing the angle of Les and just trying to use that tree in front of him to protect himself. But you can see Next Type and Zoid have definitely flanked right around. They're trying to cover these angles. They know where they're roughly at. They've taken shots, and they're going to try and push them out and just surround them. If it costs Avoid the Zoid a death here, so be it. But yeah, you can see Zoid here definitely flanking up topside and just trying to corner these guys and push them into a corner where they literally have no safe angle. And yeah, we might see Avoid the Zoid playing really, really tactical here. And playing smart.
Death on Avoid the Zoid's team, as you said. They are incredible positioning here of a top team. As you can tell, they flanked around by Les, held this angle. Zoid now moving in, taking out Fallen with the M16. Well played by him. NZ just a bit further down the hill with the AK in hand. Zoid finishes off Fallen as that zone keeps moving in. I'm unsure how Les hasn't seen him yet with that smoke in hand, but AK taking some damage and gets killed by the play zone. So incredibly well played by Avoid the Zoid there.
Going down to the wire there with Avoid the Zoid kind of muscling their way through that last few circles there. They played really aggressive from the ledge there, up near Ruins, and you can see there Les getting 8 kills, Zoid with 6. Yeah, Les putting in work with that SKS, really making good use of it there, and just hitting his shots. You know, you can see third and fourth there though. Still, like Yasu just rank tanking there and getting that triple kill, and getting his team third. So like point placement is a massive thing, especially with the leaderboards being cleared for these finals. You know, that's put his team in quite a good spot.
Indeed, third and fourth only with 3 players on each team, so well played by them. Yasu coming in with the clutch with only being the sole survivor of his team for a while, and it looks like Fallen and his team picked up a nice few kills, but MVP team has to be Avoid the Zoid, picking up the win with all those kills.
Yeah, Avoid the Zoid playing strategic, playing heavy-handed right there from the third or fourth last circle and just pushing their way through and muscling out everyone else in front of them. They rely on their scopes, they rely on their accuracy, and yeah, coming up with the win. I won't say I didn't expect something like that. They are a team to watch, but we'll be back with game 2, guys, for the finals. Take a quick break and we'll set it up, and we'll be back shortly. I'm just going to grab a Bunnings snag and I'll be right back with you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen and snack consumers in the chat. I'm Dwarf Plays. Tonight we are hosting the CGL Season 2 finals. Second game to the night. First one going to avoid the Zoid there. Picking up some nice kills. I think it was just roughly over 15 kills there for their entire team. So not too bad at this kind of player level. Any favorite plays of the game there, Jungle? Sorry.
I'm not too sure. Avoid the Zoids team were like constant great plays. I mean, they were getting flanked by a team, but one of them moved in and covered that very nicely as V got shot in the back. So really, they constantly moved well. Their positioning was great, and they deserved the win there. That was terrific.
Yeah, they came up against Team Tahi there at the end. Sadly, it was a 2v3 situation then, getting outnumbered, letting Avoid the Zoid get a bit more of a better of a cover angle there on them. But I think my play of the game was actually Hakai with that crossbow kill. I think that was some nice stuff. It would have been nice to get a good angle of that, but that was beautiful to watch. Not an item or a weapon that most people will pick up and hold till that kind of late in the game, but definitely landing a nice little headshot there. That was my play.
That was great. It was well done by them. That first plane, though, opened up the entire map from the get-go, going from north to south, pretty much down the middle. So it'll be interesting to see what this game has in store for us, if it is a bit more restricting, maybe going across the bottom of the map or from top right to bottom left. I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see in a couple of seconds here. But as we just get rid of that leaderboard here, the plane is starting to move. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. It is coming from the southwest here, and it looks to be going back over Stauber. So really, Novo probably and Zaki are really far reaches, and they won't be able to get too far there. But north-south Georgia Pole, possibly north if they try their hardest. But really, still, a lot of the map is still open to all these players.
Yeah, definitely still a decent plane route there, but we'll wait and see if Avoid the Zoid opt to go for that long jump Milter. Like I said, that's somewhere where they've really been enjoying their looting as of recent. I've been watching Zoid streams recently, and he's been really playing around there since the start of this fourth season of leaderboard wipes. But you can see down the bottom there, the TNS guys opting to go back down the mill. They love their military, and they are accompanied.
Yeah, indeed. It's those guys. It does head over Yasnaya now. Lots of players are opting to go towards the Georgia Pole direction here, as we see a team go Primorsk and a few head towards military. So really, all the likely spots are being taken here. It'll be interesting to see, as you said, if anyone does make it to Milta, but it does look like Bacon Pagan and Yasu's teams are heading in that direction, with plenty more heading in the Georgia Pole direction. So really, players are spreading out nicely with only 1 or 2 on Military Island here. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this circle. If it is going to be a military finish, a lot of those players are going to start heading south pretty soon.
Yeah, you can see down to the south island there in military, Chill and the TNS guys picking up a car. They may opt to go Novo here. Novo's definitely as far away from that plane route as they possibly can get. We got Edge taking a bit of damage up there to the north of Rozok there, but picking a car up, going to pick his teammates up. But pretty widespread, I would like to say. You can see a lot of people long jumping, a few teams long jumping over to Lipovka there. And we do have a few teams chilling in Yasnaya, but the largest city in the game, it's got a lot of angles.
Sardu getting a bit aggressive here in one of those teams, just taking a few shots off. But yeah, that circle is going to be a military finish. Well, most likely, unless it heads over towards Milta. But really, with that circle being so southern, a lot of those teams are going to have to head right back down south pretty soon. They won't have too much time to loot, especially those guys in Severny and the ones near North Georgia Pole. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with those bridges and boats when they come into that island. But a lot of teams will opt to stay on the north side until they are forced down south. So it'll be interesting to see Elm now taking a few shots in the direction of Sardud, a few buildings in the way. So they are just getting a bit aggressive here as Elm has that M16 in hand. Probably knows that Sardud can't be too well equipped as they look to get a bit more aggressive here with a bit of teams to support him.
Yeah, Elmbert really pushing in right now, trying to cover his angles. He's got his partner with him. See Sardud there with the Uzi, and he might be getting caught out. Gets caught out down in the hallway there. Untainted just knocking him down with that scar. He didn't expect that. And Schoolyard getting cleaned up there.
Exactly. Sardud actually opened that up with the micro Uzi knockout, and looks like they've finished it off completely. So well played by them, taking a not too good situation and turning it right around with that one more team now just to the south in those apartments. They are a bit separated here, so they won't run into each other too soon, but Kiwi just running away from all the action.
Yeah, Kiwi trying to get out of Dodge. To be honest, he's found himself in a bit of a bad situation, and probably just trying to heal up, find a med pack, and maybe move out of Yasnaya early. But you can see that the TNS guys, they've gone down to Novo. Lunatics taking mill base themselves, so they do have all of military base to themselves. And as we see Blackout and those kind of guys, Snapshot around the Milter coast there.
Exactly. A few teams are starting to head south, just getting a bit closer to that circle in the preparation of having to move soon enough. Looks like we've got a bit of action over here at North George, though, with some boats heading in just off the coast. Mo swimming across, V1 just driving on past here. Be interesting to see what happens here as Avoid the Zone move into town. They see those guys up in the boat, but as they most likely know they're there as well, they probably won't be rocking up in that boat anytime soon as he does a quick 180 and starts heading back down the river.
Yeah, that's a different tactic coming out from Avoid the Zoid here. If they had gone with their gut instinct, and they would have been in a prime position right now in terms of circle, but they do seem to have North Georgia Ball to themselves. Quite a few buildings here, a lot of loot. Hopefully they can get geared up, and they've got that Dacia there to make their way down south when the time comes. We do have someone up at Zaki currently looking up there. I think it's Nutshot. He's camping out. He's going for the long strat again. This is the Nutshot strap. He likes his Zaki. Late circle pusher. I think he's been watching a little bit too much Nevermore lately, but it seems to be working for him. I've been watching him play solos, and he likes that northwestern kind of coastline up there. Seems to be his home away from home. So it's interesting to see when he pushes and how many meds he seems to find. He does like to take that circle and make the most of Zaki. He's got the entire town to himself, so he's just going to be looting, but he's going to come through Avoid the Zoid if he does try and push early. So, he could get into a bit of a sticky situation there being 1v4.
Yeah, it looks like Kiwi actually just lost his life there at Yaz as he was running away when we were last looking at him, but now he's lost his life, unfortunately. I believe Nutshot did want to do this strat game 1, as he's been boasting about all week since last week's qualifiers, but with that plane being so close to it, he just didn't think it was an option, and we did head towards shooting range at the start. But now, with that plane being well away from Zaki, he did make the trip, and it looks like Zoid, mate, just getting a bit outrageous here with the US as he's on the north side of North Georgia Pole, just driving up and down those hills.
Yeah, I think Zoid's just scoping out, seeing if anyone was around, but I don't know if he's actually going to make a push up there. He may, no, he seems to just be getting out, scouting out these like that north area, but yeah, nobody up there. Nutshot got Zaki to himself, got Somatic and stuff like that, coming out of Yasnaya, open fields here. And trying to get out without avoiding as much contact as I think they can.
Yeah, not wanting to lose any more players at the start of the game, that would be preferred, as one of their teammates has found a Dacia, so they are just grouping up, getting in there and getting out while they can. Still pretty far away from that zone, so they do have a bit of trip ahead, and they just don't want to risk any conflict late in the circle timer as they just get out of there now. It looks like they're out dodge free, but it looks like a few more people are going down now. Sakai gets headshot with the M16, unfortunately. Won't see any more crossbow kills from him in this game. It looks like an airdrop now has landed just to the north of military. Might have to check out, see what's in there. There's a lot of players will be coming through that area in any time soon.
Yeah, we go on board with this care pack, and it is another show bag. Look at that, 2 show bags, 2 games in a row, and 2 bags full of shit. Level 3 mil vest, it's a nice pickup, pretty common actually. I've been finding quite a lot of them lately, but the Tommy gun, you can keep that thing. It's have you been using the Tommy gun? You've ever used it? You're a fan of it, or have you ever seen anyone really use it?
Yeah, I think the only time I used one successfully must have been in like an Asia squad where I was on like an embankment and I think I shot someone in the back. But ever since, it's too little damage and so much firing and a reload time that's just too long to make use of. So really, that's the exact same crate as first game, but in the first game, at least it gave you an 8 times. So it's just not being nice at all tonight, PUBG. As a red zone spawns now over Roshok, looks like a lot of those players are inside it. They're just going to have to get inside, probably not get too aggressive at the moment here. It looks like Somatic and his team have left a teammate behind over at Yaz, which is funny to see. They bailed in that Dacia, but did leave a teammate behind over near police station. So hopefully he has some transport to hand as M3 just starts making his way back towards the road. It looks like we're now taking a look over at military, however, with our Fat Texas team just to the south side of that compound. Looks like Senzu and them are moving in, though, with those vehicles. They may well rock up. It is a popular compound, and if this happens, it could be quite a devastating effect to one of those teams to lose out on all 4 players at the early stage of the game.
Yeah, Plutonium and Senzu here just rocking up. They're going to hear it, and these guys are ready. These guys are ready, probably taking some heavy fire now. Na'Vi getting an angle and trying to put some
Next hype blew himself up.
Okay,
didn't want to miss that in the chat there.
Yeah, next hype killing himself with a vehicle. That's not something you see every day. But yeah, not taking out anyone with him. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be too happy about that one.
Yeah, Les not taking any time to wait, just swooping in and looting his dead friend there. It looks like he ran into the fence and exploded. Definitely that 3-seater bike, one of the most unreliable vehicles in the game, but he will not be happy about that.
Nah, next hype not having one of the best days today. Yeah, that bike is a death trap. I refuse to drive one. I'd almost rather run through the circle, through blue for 20 minutes than have to ride those bikes around. I remember last week seeing, I think it was Sticks and Stones doing two backflips and actually landing it and not taking or taking very minimal damage on that 3-seater bike, which is something I need to learn because every time I fall off it, it just kills me. So we've got XPL here over towards Milter. He's got an M16.
Looks to just be moving on DJ here. It looks to be on low health here, just on the other side of the road, not looking to try and get in any more fighting here as XP just scoping it out, just trying to move in and finish off that team with the M16 in the hand. DJ hopefully just bandaging up here. He's not got too many choices, but looks to have just been running away now with that last ounces of energy drink in his system.
Yeah, Red Bull trying to give him some wings. His car's blown up. These guys are moving in for the kill, and Arnie just trying to retreat. Might be trying to hold his ground here, which is a bold move as he's got 4 guys pretty much about to surround him. So he's stuck behind this tree as he takes a couple shots. He's only on half HP, catching a shot there and getting 2. He's getting surrounded, and yeah, he's dropping Kim Jong right there. Kim Jong being a pretty decent player. He's got the shotgun, popping it out, grabbing that shotgun, putting in work right then. XPL pushing up and getting too aggressive. And that's two down there from Arnie. So he's a slither of health right now. I don't know how he survived, but he's done well.
Incredible, yeah, with that AK in hand. He took out 2 and the rest of his team just rock up and clean out. So it looks like there's been a complete 180 here. Now with Tintin being the one guy on the other side of the road, just trying to not get into any sort of fights as he backs off towards those yellow buildings. Incredibly well played by him there as Tintin takes some shots now at Rabs though, and looks to maybe finish him off if his team can't get to him anytime soon. He's incredibly low. Tintin taking the opportunity just to get out the back now. Looks like Chad's moving in quick, but he might be just too late as he just gets there in time possibly. Yeah, Tintin, though, if he is aware of what's going on, Tintin has got a good sight on him, so he could finish him off.
Yeah, unbelievable play there by Arnie, just to hold his ground and play his angles. He was getting absolutely rushed there by these guys. And yeah, tables turned. Tintin might want to opt to get the hell out, but yeah, he's gonna have to run pretty much straight west over through the timber mill there to try and find a car and get away from those guys, because those guys do now have that UAZ that's parked up close by. So Tintin, I think, had a car parked out the back, so he has moved off as we see the circle come in. I'm not too sure where Nutshot is, but he's probably still out in Zaki. Probably running around there, having a nice old sunbank on the beach, or camp in the forest or something like that. But yeah, he is still up there. He is still top left. He's doing the Nevermore strat, so we will see Nutshot move out eventually. But yeah, a man with some bandages. It seems to be AK on his back with a UMP. So level 3 helm, 1 vest. And he's going to need those bandages. You're going to need all the bandages you can get, Nutshot, to get yourself out of there. But playing for rank, and we're going to see some confrontation on this bridge. I wonder if anyone's going to set up on this bridge. As we're on board with Terabad right now, trying to get an angle here, and just holding that edge of that building, not letting anyone peek, not giving them an opportunity.
Yeah, he's just scoping it out with that ACOG sight, just through the barred windows here, not trying to let any of those guys get any movement going as one of his teammates just gets a bit more aggressive on the wall. They are hoping to finish off these guys here as they are very close indeed inside that one compound, just behind that Big Daddy shack as we call it here, as one of his teammates just third personing that corner. So really, Terabag should know there's no one peeking it at the moment, but they're still behind it. They are taking some fire.
Yeah, aggressive play here, moving around, getting that, Razzie getting double, or finishing off there, and K2 in the opposite building, just covering that top angle. Nice play there by those guys to secure those couple of kills.
Yeah, indeed. It looks like those guys do have a few teammates still alive somewhere else on the map. So really, unfortunately, they didn't get that assist to any earlier. But Champs actually still tanking it out in the Watertown along with Nutshot. And a few of those guys over at Lipovka now starting to head south. It looks like
Bovborg hitting himself with a vehicle. Bovborg, so we've had two casualties, two self-casualties here. Bob seems to be in the water.
Must have hit himself with a boat, did he? Or did he drive off the cliff? Must have driven off the cliff, jumped out and hit himself. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it looks like he's driven off the cliff and his car's exploded. And he's officially died. Is that another 3-seater motorbike? No, it seems to be a buggy that's bugged through the sand. Oh, he's definitely embedded that one in there. That's a screenshot to send his parents.
Has put on the gravestone, but the rest of his team probably will just move in to loot him out. So just one player alive there, it looks like. But Segredo up here on the buggy, just getting a bit aggressive in that area down under on the human body. That's what that area is called, I do believe, but I won't say it on stream. Just moving past there now in the buggy. Might come up on extrude here. I'm not too sure how close he is with this perspective. No, they're in a boat out in the middle of the area, I believe. I'm not too sure. As they're on the other side of the embankment, so we won't have anything to worry there with Ray up behind. They are just moving in together on that bridge, but there will be a lot of action there very soon as Luke Ultra and Alistral now moving up towards this road. The other team, though, just bugging out in those vehicles, not going to get any deaths on their hands at the moment, but it looks like Kamikaze and them have jumped out. Not too sure if they know what's about to hit them here. Yeah,
Listral's team just moving up right now. Very close. Kamikaze just over that ridge with a buggy trying to get out of there. We might go to the East Bridge. It seemed to be avoid the Zoid and stuff like that. Maybe bridge camping, as we've got quite a few teams coming down here onto this bridge. Zoidmate actually swimming, so the avoid the Zoid guys actually opting to swim underneath that bridge. You've got Fallen and those guys over to the west. They're holding that nice little shack there on the edge there, and might be able to puck off quite a few players that are going to be making this swim across that river. Yeah, avoid the Zoid opting for the river swim. So going to be popping up on that eastern bridge on the other side. And as Arnie goes in for the barrel roll into the water, and that was executed. That was perfect. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that barrel roll was a bit showy, but did the job as he gets in the water there. Doesn't run himself over, which is always a positive, as plenty of teams now looking to swim across with not enough boats to go around. Still Champs and Nutshot well outside the zone with Somatic and Edge's teams also just near Milter Power, so a lot of those players are moving in now. The majority of the players are on the north side, though, with a few scattered around the south. So really, not much confrontation on the southern side of the circle at the moment. There will be plenty at the north as those players do get towards the sand here. It looks like Ray, they must have hit Segredo there with some nice shots with the M4 by Smiley. Takes out Coz and Segredo. Not easy to do getting some kills in the water, but does it nicely.
Yeah, Team Tahi holding that compound there right on the coast, and anyone popping their head, they're just they're sitting ducks right there. It's like shooting fish in a barrel almost. Not the easiest of shots to make, but yeah, you kind of don't really have anywhere to hide, to be honest. So yeah, the guys at Team Tahi, they're kind of having a bit of a field day. We've seen the Lunatics guys. They've moved out of that south compound and have taken the radio tower right up top. They've taken the high ground, made a good push, and they're in a decent position for this next circle. They got the high ground. There are quite a few hilly crops there down towards that lower plateau to the west. So interesting circle here, pushing out quite a few people. Only one team currently in the circle, with Spagball moving into the south. As we've got Avoid the Zoid now beaching up. They may get these guys V1 taking some shots there, but you can see Yasu and stuff maybe getting a jump on these guys as they get into their UAS. Not too sure if this is going to go down, but Gandalf moving out of there, and they seem to be driving away from the confrontation, but maybe straight into another team with 2G and stuff like that. These guys are extremely good, no pun intended, shots there, very accurate. So I'm not too sure if they're about to get fired upon, but getting out of there and trying to position early into that next circle seems to be the strat that a lot of teams are playing these days. I use it myself. It works really, really well. And if you find yourself in a bad position, you tend to play edge. You tend to play the circle, move in slow with the circle, and try and push in behind people. But if you can get a car and make that early play, you make it. So we're on board with Snapshot here. Looking back down towards the coast because he's going to know quite a few people have swum. And these guys might opt to move up towards that radio tower. But may come into some contact from the high ground if they're not careful.
Yeah, it looks like they're just pushing up the hill though now, just trying to get inside the zone as the next one has spawned. They've got about a minute to go. Looks like Allgrunt popped up in the chat, got knocked out from falling just over there at the edge of the cliff. I'm not sure how that must have happened, but he's in the water now, just crawling along. So unfortunately, without his teammates nearby, it looks like it's going to be a slow death for him, as it looks like Hades' team now barreling across the bridge there in that vehicle. They may well be getting out though, as Headlow has spotted a few guys up ahead or underneath. They are just getting a bit more aggressive though as they jump back on that bike and head on across. They will spot out Avoid the Zoid though as they come up that hill, and they will take some fire, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Yasu Cage hitting Outlier with the car there, and Headlow knocking out Zoid right there with an AKM. I'm pretty sure that was from the bridge. As you can see, Les definitely taking a look angle back there now, playing some suppressive fire, trying to get Zoid back up. He's pretty influential player for their team, hence the name. But he's taking cover there in that bush. They're going to try and just lay fire down, get him into cover, and rev him right here. So Headlow, holding his ground on the bridge, but got one of the better teams there right in front of him, and he wants to be careful here. I'm not too sure what Les is. Les seems to be rocking an M4. It looked like. I think I seen a crate coming in just then too, so it'll be interesting to see what that is.
Looks like Avoid the Zoid, though, are going to run into Hades and the rest of Headlow's team here just on top of that hill. This will not be good with them. With Les to the back of them, he might not see them coming as Hades gets aggressive here. V1 goes down to Untainted with the nice Scar knockout there. Zoid now goes down to Untainted again. And it looks like three of them have gone down. Well played. Avoid the Zoid. Our winners of Game 1 are eliminated.
Yeah, Hades' team there just pulling the massive flank there. Headlow holding them up. And, just getting outplayed there, to be honest. Headlow keeping their attention long enough for the rest of his team to take that high ground and avoid the Zoid running straight into some oncoming traffic. That was not good by Avoid the Zoid. I would have expected someone to be watching that angle from them, and it doesn't seem like it's happened. So, sadly enough, our winners from Game 1 going down right there, and still 69 people alive. So that is a really, really early fall there for Avoid the Zoid. Not something I would have expected.
Not at all, but it looks like Luke Ultra and his team now have cleared out a team as well, just to the southwest of military base. As this zone now completes itself, we are underneath the map, which is an interesting perspective. But as we come back up again to Hades' team, it looks like it's just spawned to the north of military, with a nice hill there and a bit of buildings and military. This will be an interesting finish. With Tintin still over at Novo. I'm not too sure what's happened to Nutshot and Champs, but I'm assuming they're getting a bit closer to the zone as that airdrop has come in now. We're on board with Inappropriate Name as he moves up the hill with a Tier 1 helmet, so the loot isn't too great as he just starts to push in. Well, nice and close to an airdrop, though. I'm not sure if it's been looted or if he's checked it out yet.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he pulls anything good from this. Like an M249, if they have this kind of late in the game, a vehicle pushing, around a circle edge or something like that can do some nice damage. Obviously going to have quite a lot of tree cover on this next circle coming up. Sorry. A good sniper like an M24 or an AWM can really put in some work. So I'm not too sure if that's been looted. I'm guessing they've checked it. But no, it hasn't even hit the ground yet. It's still currently floating. So these guys just holding that ridge. Like you said, Inappropriate Name now pushing in to have a check to see what's in that crate. But he has to play this safe because ahead of him he has Bullbags and Fallen, and those guys may be scoping them out from the Wizard Tower over there. And he's got an M24 with an 8x, a level 3 helmet, and a med kit. Now that is a nice crate. M24, one of my preferred sniper rifles. Just the fact that it uses 7.62 and not the AWM ammo. I do like the AWM, but an M24 and an 8x, that's a happy find any day of the week.
Looks like Hades now has knocked out Extreme 2G. They are going nuts, knocking out some of the best players in the OC region. They're just going insane at the moment as he finishes him off. Incredibly well played by them. I'm not sure what happened to the rest of his team, but they are just a bit further behind at the zone and are just getting out of there. So well played by them. They'll move in for the loot, and Extreme 2G just gets caught out there.
Yeah, some big names getting really caught out in this military circle, and Hades putting in work. I would love to see what his kill count's on. He's down quite a few players and some quite good names. As Godless gets a snake in the grass there. Snapshot trying to move around the back of that building right there and getting cleaned up. He's trying to be a little cheeky little monkey there by the looks of it, and playing a little bit too aggressive. So Snapshot taken out there. Yeah, Hades just seems to be, these guys are playing the edge of the circle, moving in, covering their angles, as Resolve seems to be pushing up the hill and maybe running straight into oncoming traffic. He's going to be checking his right. He really needs to check his right because Hades and stuff is right above him, and this is going to be a 4v1 situation. He has spotted Hades. He's got an angle. I don't know whether these guys have seen him. He's laying down some suppressing fire right now. He has knocked down Hades.
Hades does go down to the nice SKS headshot there by Resolves. He's just bedding himself up. Hades' team will move in to support him there. It won't be impossible to revive him, so they could get all 4 players back on their feet. Not too pretty soon, actually, as they are moving in and getting a bit more aggressive, though. They may have to leave Hades to die as he does get finished off by the Scar. And Na'Vi now turns around, just takes a nice shot there of blood, finishing him off as well. They're moving in. It looks like Headlow is down and Resolve is moving in as well, but he's also knocked out. So they're returning fire well. Untainted, also he got a nice few kills earlier on, is holding down the fort for their team and just holding that angle. It looks like Sardud's also down. So really, this could be a 2v1 here.
Yeah, Lunatics coming down off that high radio tower and pushing these guys out off the top of this ridge here. And sadly, the guys from Succulent Sniping Esports not really being able to peek over that ridge too much. Though it is a bit of a flatter ground up here, so getting caught off guard there as we on board with Untainted. He's just taking some pot shots, trying to suppress some fire down and make the most of a bad situation.
Looks like Champs, though, one of our players who was tanking it outside the zone actually died. So unfortunate for him. I'm not too sure what happened to Nutshot, but it looks like he just died outside the zone, so he never actually made it in. So he must have miscalculated and run out of meds. But it looks like Nutshot actually is in the action here. Knocked out Graphite with the UMP, so well played by him inside that factory building.
Yeah, I think Nutshot can teleport because I have no idea. I did not even see him move from Zaki. So, yeah, he may be a wizard. I not confirm or deny that. But, yeah, I have no idea how he's basically made it almost to the military circle from Zaki on such a late push and sitting in a nice little spot right now.
Looks like Untainted, though, carrying Hades' team and such. He just knocked out Resolve, I believe. So well played by him. They're both moving in, though, now, and they're not trying to stick around, just trying to get inside that zone with 20 seconds to go. So Nutshot got a team nearby, but he's just moving out the front of that factory, so not looking to get into too much trouble at the moment here, but just getting out of dodge.
Yeah, he's going to take this car park, probably sit between some cars, between some of those silos, and just play the circle. Smart play by Nutshot here. You know, rank tanking, making that late push. That strat works. It worked in the Games Gone Invitational for Nevermore. It's been picked up by quite a few players now. As we go down towards this compound and back on board with Senzu here, these guys are just making their way around, getting a nice position if they can. And
looks like Spaghetti has an Orm in hand, knocking out the Listral. Well played by him there, as Animal Alpha now takes out Senzu with the M16 in the bush. He gets knocked out himself, though. Looks like the rest of those guys are going to leave their team in the field as they run for it. Plenty of players outside the zone here as that zone moves in. Plutonium goes down. Cozzy takes some shots at Godless. He looks to go down soon. And, yep, their entire team falls, so hopefully Cozzy and Graphite can make it into the zone. But Nutshot, just inside there, will be lying in wait, knocks out Graphite. Well played by him, finishes him off. He will have a few more team members coming in, but they are all incredibly low, so as long as he keeps his eyes open, a nice few kills for him.
Yeah, Nutshot just plucking it off there, playing smart, playing strategic. He's a strategist, that man. And, yeah, the ghost in the night just came up at the right time there. But, yeah, definitely an Orm, and you can see the TNS guys holding this north compound. All alive. decent guns and holding what seems to be a very, very good spot right now with this next circle coming in. The corner of their building still being in. Those windows quite easy to be able to jump out of if they need to push a late push. But yeah, they're just holding down Suko and stuff like that, keeping these guys at bay. They do know that they are to their south. And they are stuck out in the open with TNS guys having the uphill advantage. But VFox and them have this ridge, and this ridge is huge. That being said, yeah, Extrude, they're knocking out Navi and Zed. NZ versus NZ. Maybe words were said to one another. I don't know. But yeah, a bit of country rivalry there.
It looks like it, as Zeke now moving in. He just doesn't want to let his teammate die here, but with Extrude holding down nice and close, he might not be able to get in for the revive, unfortunately, as he looks to just run out and solo this from here on out. It looks like Navi was finished off, so yeah, it's a solo game for him as Dinomancer now moving in with the M4 in hand. He's just trying to come in the back of this, may well run into a Zeke here, which won't be good for his pulse, but he just gets behind a rock here, so well played by him. He's going to have to keep moving though, but he does have some idea really where Zeke and the rest of those guys are.
Yeah, Zeke's just moved that ridge. He has got an aim on him. He's prone at kind of the wrong time. You don't want to be proning in that circle for too long. He has to drop his gun, get his pistol out, and he's really going to have to make that push in right now. So I'm not too sure if Dino's going to make this circle, but it seems to be, yeah, he's just made it, and he stepped back out into the play zone. Not making that circle there, just finally pushed in on him right there. And Zeke was holding that angle anyway, so...
Yeah, a bit of a miscalculation there. That tree actually wasn't inside the zone, so he did try to bunker down, knew where Zeke was, didn't want to get shot, and unfortunately it wasn't too good for him there. He did hold out his Tommy gun for that entire run. If he didn't prone there, he may well have made it, so it's a bit of a misclick there, but unfortunately Zeke now under fire, doesn't have too much room to move here as he gets sprayed down by Extrude there with the Vector. So only 9 players alive here, not too many teams left. Looks like there's a team in apartments. We've got a solo, probably Nutshot there at the wall, and a team up on the ridge to the left and up on the right. So really, this is a 4-way here. Nutshot has a good chance of coming in here with a good placement.
Yeah, if Nutshot places third here, this is going to be insane. This is going to be a strat that I can definitely see a lot more people picking up. This building not being the best building for TNS guys to actually be seeing there. Nutshot crawling down that fence as it's not open on that side, but they are going to be spotting these guys up on the hill, Extrude and the guys from Team Benevolent up here holding the high ground, and it's going to make it very, very hard for TNS guys to get out of this building. The corner of it, I don't know, is still in the circle. They can push bottom, but Nutshot's going to be there waiting, just holding that fence, but you can see the guys from Team Benevolent here really spreading out. 2 guys either side of that ridge pushing around, and Nutshot might catch these guys off guard if he plays this well. He would have 3P'd Extrude and VFox coming down the hill here, but he's going to bite his tongue, I think. He might wait for him to push in the open if he can get the double kill. This might be legendary right now by Nutshot. We go on board. VFox and Extrude, I think, might very well push straight over, and he has, in fact, got VFox. Can he get Extrude? He's got Extrude down as well. He's got a double right there. Nutshot getting back down. Okay, so this has changed the fight for him. Nutshot on fire right now, landing shot after shot. TNS guys can't actually spot him. You've got Happy Novites left for Team Benevolent. He is all that is left, and TNS guys just bunkered down in the corner of this stairwell. They're going to have to med, they're going to have to boost. Nutshot in a prime spot right now. But as they come out, I don't know whether they're going to look down that fence. It's going to be a 4-on-1. Spaghetti moving to the fence. I'm not too sure if Nutshot spotted him. Nutshot has spotted him. Is he gonna hold it? He doesn't seem to have been taking any shots. Chill taking out Novites. It is a 4-on-1, and Nutshot here taking as many shots as he can. He's on a slither of health, trying to get them TNS guys down, and he's been taken out. TNS taking the win there. Holding that building, just holding a really, really nice angle. Nutshot getting second for his team. That was a bloody good play, right? Nutshot right there. He's taking out 3 of Team Benevolent right there, and Benevolent getting third. What do you make of that, Jungle? That was an insane play there by Nutshot, coming from Zucky as late as he possibly could, moving into the southern side of military and just pushing up with the circle through the cars and hiding in the bushes and hiding between vehicles like he could.
Incredibly well played by him there, picking up more kills than the winning team combined. So really a very well played second place by him. Unfortunate for Champs, who did die to the zone there, and Blood and Edge obviously dying off a bit earlier. But also well played by third. Extrude and them did fight it out at that ridge earlier and did do well to get that third place. So really well played by TNS there, coming in with the victory.
Yeah, definitely well played there by TNS. Played passive, played smart, and picking up some nice points, guys. We're going to take a break. We're going to set up this third and final game for the night. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, so stay tuned. See you then. Welcome back, guys, grills and doll blodgers alike, to the final game of CGL Season 2 for the final tonight. This is the third and final game for the evening. We had a crazy finish there with the TNS guys holding their position. Nutshot coming down from Zaki and making a nice play there, getting his team into second. Juggle, talk us through a bit of the last game.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch there coming in to finish at Military. Well played by Nutshot there with the second place. A very unique strategy, but it looks to be working out for him. Not too many players try it out, but he's been consistent with it, and it's turned out wonders for him in the second game tonight. Be interesting to see what happens in this third and final game. We've had a lot of the locations on the map open. It's interesting to see if we get a restricted playing path on the third game. But as we have a look at this leaderboard again, a lot of the teams you'd expect to play well have done well, but against that was TNS, who you actually can't see on the leaderboard because they were subbed in for a prior team who couldn't play, and they come in with a win. So incredibly well done by them.
Yeah, no, definitely a round of applause for TNS there, playing position, holding their ground, moving when they had to, and having a nice weight game there. I think they owe Nutshot a beer or two, or should I say a Frantel or two there, for helping out clear that hill right then. As those guys were moving down, he took out 3 right there from Benevolent, I think it was. So yeah, they owe him a drink. But as we go on board, waiting for this plane to come through. Like you said, I would like to see a more restrictive plane, change it up a little. Hopefully we can get something along the coastline there, which would make it very interesting. But I was quite surprised seeing, Avoid the Zoid and stuff like that getting knocked out very early in that game, so to speak. I think 69 players still left in the game when they did get taken out. And, well, lo and behold, we're not going to have that much of an eventful plane again. It is going to be going from pretty much south to north here. As you can see, Toby won, and those guys from TNS jumping out early as they can, moving to the west there, getting that western southern compound of military base. Terabad, quite a few teams on Military Island here. I think we will see Zoidmate and stuff like that seems to be moving towards the Western Bridge, which is a different play again that they have been used to going to Milta. But yeah, we're seeing a different play from Avoid the Zoid here, and everyone pretty spread out right now. Spag, I thought they were going south, but DK Games seems to be going south. So TNS guys making the same play as last game and opting for Military. So we'll see how that plays off for them.
Definitely. It looks like a fair few of those players are heading in the Zaki direction as well, towards North Georgia and stuff. I'd be interested to see if Nutshot is in there with them. Looks like he isn't, though. He's just to the south of Severny, though. Might be going back to shooting range. We jump on board with one of the players down here at Military. Spaghetti it is. He's just in ATC at the moment, just with one of his teammates, but there is another team just to the north in that factory building. So it'll be interesting to see if they run into each other with very little loot in just a moment.
Yeah, Spad taking a little bit of damage there, opting to get off that ATC. You can see Chilled over there with just a pistol, so he has picked up a med kit right there. He's going to be able to get a bit of health back. He's going to be just holding that angle, just watching his flank in case someone pushes him out. He's going to see Warlord right there, and he's going to get the hell out of Dodge right now. He's in a bad position with him having a M16 and Spaghetti running around with a helmet on. So he needs to find a gun, needs to find it quickly. He's got meds for days now, but if he can't defend himself, and you can see Kiwi holding that angle now, and Spaghetti kind of stuck in a bad spot right now. He's not going to have to wait it out, but the longer he waits, the more these guys loot.
Yeah, he can't find a weapon, so not too lucky for him here as the enemies close by do have pistols, but Kiwi with the M16, he does seem to have an idea, probably heard them through the wall earlier of where they are, so he's just staying back, being hesitant, but he should get a move on now while he can, trying to run back in front of Kiwi. Kiwi probably spotted him there, but doesn't knock him out. Spaghetti gets shot in the leg, most likely, with just a little bit of damage taken, and he just gets back towards his friends, but now Elm gets knocked out there, so well played by Toby there with the UMP. Gets a nice knockout.
Yeah, Toby putting a bit of pressure down there, trying to probably cover Spag while he runs back to that ATC. Cougar Girl killed by a headshot by VSS. Not a weapon you see used that often. It's more of a solo weapon, but I suppose early on, whatever you get given is whatever you get given, so you make it work. As we look at the circle now, we do have a nice circle, still holding in for the military guys. can see Godless. I'm not too sure where Nutshot is. Nutshot's south of shooting range right there, just looting up buildings by himself, going for that solo strat. His team seems to have split up as we go in towards Rozok, and it's all happening over here.
Yeah, we jump on board with Bark here, and or Back. I'm not really sure how you pronounce B-A-C-H, but anyway, that's not important. Got a bit of tier 1 loot here. Got a shotgun in hand. Just staying back with the rest of his team here on the eastern side of Rozhok. Well aware that there's a team nearby, but there is that one player to the south, has got a good overview vision. Power AU with the Kar 98 in hand, so with that he could do some damage if he has a nice scope. But as they just stay back, staying passive here, they are moving forward a bit, Extrude is, but just in that second story.
Yeah, on board with Power AU here. Does rock the Kar 98 only with a red dot, but he has hit a shot straight through the window there on Extrude. Nice headshot there by Power AU. Downing a very good player right there, and catching Extrude off guard as he sees Back pushing through. Can he land it? He doesn't hit it right there. It could have been his teammate with a bit of suppression fire there, but yeah. Power, you putting in work with a red dot right now and a Kar 98, which isn't the easiest of feats.
Yeah, he's just holding down that suppressive fire. Predge with the shotgun, not looking to get too aggressive here, but Marksy now moving up with that AK. Obviously got the call that they are weak. He's moving in happy though, nearby. You will have to do well here to outsmart the shotgun in hand just above him, but not knowing exactly where they are. He's probably heard them inside. They are closing in though, so he will have to get it. It looks like Unicry though got a knockout on next hype with the crossbow, so no worries. Hakai isn't the only one who can do the damage, but it looks like Marksy though still back here. It's just holding down, and they look to get a bit aggressive here as they all move in.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Uncry, getting a knockout there by a crossbow. That's definitely a kick in the nuts as we go back on board here with Mikey and laying out some suppressive fire. These guys are going to try and push in or cover these guys in the building. You see Prej there taking out VFox with the S1 there, getting a nice hit over that broken wall, and that's a 3v3. But these guys need to med. Mikey with a bit of health pushing into the building, Novite's still knocked down, and he hitting a nice, beautiful pump shotgun straight through the balustrading right there. And upstairs he goes for his double kill.
Yeah, well played by him getting that kill on the stairs. Looks like Rennie now's gone down. Lots of players knocked out on the ground floor with Predge separated by a few crawling bodies. So it looks like Marksy has a bit of work to do here to try and clear out as Predge just tries to shuffle Power back into the room so he can get a revive off. But well played by them. Did lose a few players, unfortunately, but we look to go up to Severny with Uncry nearby. I like to call him Unicry, but we'll call him Uncry. Finishes off next type. Was a crossbow kill, so well played by him there. Unfortunate for next type, but we jump on board with M3 now. Going past the airdrop, I'm not sure if he knew it was there, but it might be something to check out if it has anything good. Unfortunately, he missed out this time, unless he already got it.
Yeah, missing the loot crate there, and it is yet again another Tommy gun, a show bag full of shit. Please, Battlegrounds, please give us some good loot. I want to see someone with an orm, or something exciting. I would like to see someone use the Tommy gun for once. Like that would be interesting as well. As we move back over towards Georgia Pool here, Fallen and Extreme and stuff like that. Pekin taking a bit of damage. These guys up in North Georgia Pool, or actually, South Georgia Pool, more likely. A bit of gunfight there, but playing it safe now, just looting up.
Yeah, you got that VSS and shotgun, AK, in hand. They are just staying well back from that other team over at the apartment buildings, ball bags and Smiley Face. Smiley Face got a Kar 98 in hand, which is a very nice pickup for him. Only has a hollow side, so he won't be able to do too much long distance damage, but does spot Xfear as he barrels down towards NZ and Extreme. So he will be getting a little bit of trouble here and looks to have been knocked out by Pekin.
Yeah, Pekin hitting a beautiful shot there with the M16, taking him off that Ducati. And, yep.
The kill was stolen by ball bags, though, so Pekin won't be too happy about that. Got the knockout, and then ball bag sweeps in and takes the kill. So they are well aware of each other's presences now, but Pekin won't be too happy about that.
Yeah, definitely a nice way to finish that kill off there. But someone's gonna have to call the paramedics to dispose of that body lying in the middle of the street. Can't have innocent bystanders seeing that.
No, not at all. We are up here at Northside now. Looks to be one or two other players just outside this team nearby. Not too sure if it's a full team or not. but Styx is a bit separated from his team, looking to get a bit closer with that micro Uzi in hand. Has a silenced M16 though, so nice loot to start off the game with.
Yeah, Sticks rolling around pretty open right now. Georgia Paul is it's a very open town, but he knows he's got his team close by, so he's feeling safe. I don't want him to get on that 3-seater bike. I seen what happened the last time he rode that, so fingers crossed he doesn't get on that or someone else drives. But yeah, we got these guys opposite time, Tintin and stuff like that, next PLL just across the road. And we seem to be getting a bit of damage down here towards Novo, K2 and stuff like that. Graphite has gone down. Terabad landing some shots.
Yeah, just got that shotgun on his back, but has a nice UMP primary, so he's just put down some cover fire on Graphite. So well played by them. His team is nearby. They are moving in to hopefully get that revive, but with that overview from Terabad, it will be difficult for them to get too close, but he's inside one of those blue buildings, but to get inside, they will be fully exposed.
Yeah, you can see, I think it was QT there holding around towards the, it was Ray QT there walking around towards the coast side there, just trying to get an angle. Good play by him there, good positioning. Try and get an angle because if K2 does push this as Segredo goes in for the res, he can still cover that angle onto him up there as K2, and that's exactly what's happened. I've jinxed him, and K2 has been taken out. QT finishing him off, I think what looks to be an SKS with extended mag right there. So yeah, I did call it, and he did cover that angle very nicely.
Yeah, well played by him. They're just covering that revive. So it looks like they've got all 4 players back on their feet now, as the last 2 of K2's team are just still up there at that compound. Terabad with only a UMP and shotgun can't do too much damage from that range, so he probably is going to move over towards K2 later on maybe and try and grab his loot. But as the rest of the team still at Novo just start to head towards the bank, they are trying to find a boat most likely if they do want to get out of there, which there is no rush.
Yeah, as we go maybe towards Rozok. Rozok seems to be pushing in quite a bit now. That circle's still on there. We got 2 down guys up towards Georgia Pool. XP and Tintin have definitely taken on Kamikaze and Grunt. Grunt, they're opting to get in the car and basically just get the hell out of Georgia Pool. But yeah, these guys have landed some nice shots, and XPL just watching back into George, seeing if anyone's coming out late, and deciding to just cover his 6 as he walks towards circle.
Yeah, unfortunate for them there as XP and Tintin hold up a nice barricade, takes out Kamikaze, but they are now 2 running for the zone, just trying to get in that safety without a vehicle inside. It's going to be a bit of a walk for them, but they will make it most likely, as the rest of that team that were at North George do get out of there with the vehicle. Looks like we're now back on with the map, though. There was another airdrop, I believe, that dropped nearby that just looked like Somatics might be grabbing it now. Looks be interesting to see what's inside. He's got an SKS in hand, but he did drop his shotgun. So with that grow zone and ×4 scope, that is something that you look for picking up out of a crate. And if it wasn't going to be a sniper, a Grozer is one of the better alternatives, as we jump back on the overview here as they drive away.
Yeah, thoughts on the Grocer jungle? Like, it's a weapon I would love to get out of crate. Every time I see one, I'm happy. I hear one and I shit myself and run into the woods and hide behind a tree. It does some serious damage. Do you think it needs to be nerfed, or you're happy where it is? It is a kind of a rarer spawn. It is a crate item after all. But like, I've first-handedly cut down complete teams with that thing with a suppressor on it and a 4 times. It is almost laser point accurate. It is really good. What are your thoughts on the Grozer, and do you think it needs to be tuned down just a little bit?
Yeah, well, the fact that it is in a crate and that is the only way to get it doesn't mean it can be a bit more OP to say than other weapons, but really it is just a buffed up UMP, I'd say. It does a lot of damage, it uses 7.62, so really the fact that it didn't come in a crate, I'd definitely say it needed to be nerfed, but the fact that it is does come in one, it's all right, I believe.
Yeah, it is a rarer kind of weapon. You don't usually find the Grozer every day. Terabad taking a couple of shots here, and yep, Cozy knocking out Razzie there. Can he get a heal? Terra seems to be getting this, but Ray QT pushing up on that ridge. He might get a nice little angle here if he pushes quick enough. Cozy pushing in for the kill, and Hedio getting a vehicle explosion there and taking out 3 in the kill feed. We don't know where that's going down, but that's a nice take for Hideo there.
Yeah, Cozzy now moving in, throwing in some nades at that tree while the other guys were trying to go in for the revive. Getting aggressive here. I'm not sure if he completed those kills nicely, but we do jump back on the map. He is getting a bit more aggressive, and they do go down. So well played by those guys. I believe they were the team that was originally in Novo, and they did well to clear out that team. As we now check out the new zone, it is well and truly over the farm and school areas with prison inside as well. Looks to be a new airdrop with no teams nearby over at prison. We jump on board now with Power AU as he tries to catch up with the rest of his team, who have taken a nice compound. Looks to be another team nearby though, just deviating around. Possibly saw that Dacia moving in, and they are jumping out now, so you could see some conflict.
Yeah, might be getting a bit of a fight here. You got to avoid the Zoid just down the hill, stuck between a rock and a hard place. V17 pulling you with that Dacia, which they would have spotted. Maybe opting to get out of there as Zoid and stuff seem to be moving around in a vehicle, just looking for a building to probably bunker down in. But everything seems to be taken in that kind of area, in that vicinity right now. So you can see Zoid and V1 there in the cars trying to find a place to call home and set down that welcome mat. But so Matic just taking out the buildings. These guys are just near Bunnings as he scopes out that field there and just make sure everything's clear. We go down towards the farm. We're on board with Na'Vi here. Yasu Cage is down, and so is Animal Alpha. Outlier getting fat texter there. Na'Vi almost getting cleaned up by a teammate.
Yeah, Navi doing well. Got a few kills there. Just knocked out a few of those players. So holding down that compound well. There are a few more nearby. Getting revived. Yasu's now low. And they're just camping out on the backside of that building, I believe. But Navi trying to get too aggressive. He doesn't want to get caught out as he sprays down that doorway. Tintin just inside with the UMP in hand. So if he can get the opportunity, probably will go for the revive on resolves. And just trying to spray out through those windows trying to get some damage down. Yasu, though, gets involved in the wrong way here as he gets sprayed down through the back.
Yeah, Yasu catching an umpy to the face right there. Level 3 helmet or not, that thing doesn't matter. It's hit you in the chest. That's going to hit you like a Mack truck going 100 kilometers an hour down the freeway. It's going to take your breath away. But Bacon Pac-Man here, still holding this building, trying to play aggressive and try and get a bit of a peek out here if you can. With the Vector, opting for the Vector. Yasu back up. So these guys really getting pushed here. Resolves opting for the nade. Can he find it? These guys running around like headless chickens inside. And yeah, with this fight's going on. These guys are just trying to take an angle here. You can see Na'Vi and stuff like that trying to get a better angle. Pac-Man with the nade out. You know, I don't know what these guys are really going to do. They're pretty much stuck in the house they're in, and it looks like someone's having a cook-off.
Yeah, it's incredible that all 4 of them are still alive, but with Resolve's team only looking to have 3 players around, they don't want to get too aggressive here and risk losing all 3 of them with those one-on-one trades. So Resolve's just camping out that door, not too keen on pushing in just yet. But as we see, Na'Vi and them are rotating around the building, so they're trying to see if they can spot anyone through the building windows, but with most of them all being in one room in the bathroom.
No, they're covering their angles well. Resolves there, taking off that door, not allowing these guys to have any cover as a Molotov bounces off his helmet. He's pushed in. Resolves is going for the aggressive push here. He's got 2. Can he get the 4th?
Just has to clear out the bathroom now. He walked on past it, so unfortunately he doesn't know exactly where they are. But,
yeah, Na'Vi, they're coming through, and it's Zeke with the finishing off Yasu with the umpy. So clearing that building out very, very nicely there from those guys.
Yeah, well played by Resolves. Picked up a knockout through the door, and that really opened up the push for them, and they capitalized on that nicely. We do have a nice overview of the map here now, as that zone does finish off champs still to the north of Watertown. I'm not too sure if there's any other players still outside the zone. Looks like everyone else is snuggled up inside. And we now see the next zone. It looks to be an interesting one, landing smack bang in the middle of farm and a bit of that bridge.
It's a very interesting circle.
Yeah, it will. It'll be fun to see what happens here, as a lot of those players are forced to push south towards it, and really a lot of buildings inside that zone that are easy to camp out. So if they play this right, a lot of teams could be still around in the late game. Yeah,
that's an interesting circle right there. Quite a few teams north of that. So yeah, you wait to see these guys push out of their buildings as soon as they can. 2G and these guys definitely in a pretty prime position in that compound that they're currently in. And they do know that there's quite a few guys down to the farm there. But a VSS this late in the game is something you don't usually see from 2G. Maybe he knows something I don't, but yeah, he's opting for that VSS. Free suppressor, but bullet damage from that distance is, yeah, it's like getting hit with a fart in the face. It'll take your breath away, but it's not going to kill you.
Interesting analogy there, but wow, we look at that map, so many vehicles moving south. That is incredible to see. I almost didn't believe it for a moment there, but really just plenty of players all moving in at the same time there, all trying to snag a building while they can, as Plutonium and Zoidmate's teams all moving in on that farm, but will deviate away when they see what's going on.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought we were playing and watching Colin McRae rally. I think there was almost every car in the server there rolling down from the north. Yeah, the winter is coming, and these guys need to push south as fast as they can. It's crazy that many cars were actually pushing down there as these guys are bunkered down in the farm. We've got 3 squads, it seems, here in the farm on the mini map. You can see down there. These guys are just going to be holding their angles, camping this circle out, and probably playing it out, just seeing what happens. But you can see there some kill feed going on. Kiwi Warlord, Zapruder with a Uzi, and grab a titty. Grabbing a titty there with the AKM.
Indeed. Looks like a lot of those players that were in the vehicles have now settled up and found their buildings of choice, but with still plenty of those players outside the zone to the north, there will be more to come as Ballbags gets a nice kill on Spaghetti with the frag grenade. That most likely was a finish off, but still very well played by him. Looks like another vehicle is swinging past here as Friendly Dad takes out Champs. He was one of those latecomers from Watertown, and Friendly Dad gets rid of him nicely. So well played by him there. It looks like Champs still has some teammates alive though. Look, there he is, Nutshot, just to the south west of the zone near the water. He's held up probably in a shack. I was about to say something inappropriate then, but just a shack will do now. As he's camped up with it, looks like he has a cannoneer on his back and an AK in hand. So nicely for him.
Yeah, Nutshot here in the Cuckboy shack. The one-man army, yeah, I don't know if anyone knows. I don't know if Rabbers or Chad, if they actually know that he's in there. He likes to, like I said, he's the ghost in the night. He's going to be sitting in there. He's going to probably not make himself known until he really needs to. We're back on board with Resolves here. SKS just raining down shots onto that wizard hut down there. And Grab a Titty knocking down Fallen with his AKM there. Titty on fire with that AK.
Yeah, well played by him there, just suppressing that fire at the Witch Tower. They've got a Dacia out front, but it looks like they're all very close to destroyed, if not already, as they're all just sitting out the back there. It looks like Friendly Dad might be able to see them from there. He might just be around the hill, so if he moves in a bit later, he will know about them. But Tiddly now moving in from the north, he might get a bit aggressive here. There's a now new airdrop over to the west, but with all those latecomers coming in, Nutshot will have a bit of a show for him to watch.
Yeah, on board here with Rabs as Bob and stuff like that pushed him straight into this building. Chad's knocked him out. He's tried to push the other building. Maybe didn't know that he was there, and Rab's coming to finish it off with that Uzi to the face. These guys are going to have that airdrop, which they may have spotted out of the top of their building to the north, so they might wait this circle out as Nutshot still holds that Cuckboy shack. And the next circle coming in is pushing everyone into Milton, so this is giving everyone an early opportunity. I expect a lot of people getting in those vehicles that they've got parked around their compounds, pushing into these buildings over in Milton and trying to set down a pretty nice foundation as Mozart almost gets cleaned up as a T intersection there. Yeah, they would have had to call his insurance company about that crash.
Yeah, it looks like dodgems at the moment as they're all just crashing into each other, trying to jostle each other out of the way as they rush into that building there. But looks like Navi now loses a Zeke as Resolves drives on by. So nice knockout for him as they are all just running away from here. Not too many opportunities to stop and revive as everyone starts making their way towards Milton.
Yeah, everyone making themselves towards Milter. But you can see Avoid the Zoid there on the right of screen. Just holding that edge compound and probably going to put a late push through with the circle, which is going to hold them on a nice angle. As Resolves has pulled up here, and Mikey and Presh, these guys have just got rained down from above. That 3-story for Graphite definitely paying off right there. Power AU knocking out, I think it was Segredo right there.
Yeah, well played by him. Extreme 2G now picking up a few kills with that AKM. So it looks like Kiwi and them have been dropped out, but Graphite now drops out Predge. But we're on board with, looks like he's just scoping out Power AU here. You can't see him below the ridge, but just keeping an eye out. Tries to throw a nade at him, but Power AU saw something like that coming and starts moving him down.
Yeah, Graphite playing a little bit aggressive here. Power AU with the Car 98, but Graphite with that level 3 helmet. Trying to pick the edge there, taking a couple pot shots with the Scar right there, or better known as the Guy Sebastian. As we go back over the camera, I'll tell you about that name later. It's a quite funny story that I was told earlier why that gun's called the Guy Sebastian, but let's just say Battle Scar. It's pretty much self-explanatory, pretty funny. As we see Dick getting taken down there. And that's Extreme 2G getting his daily dose.
Yeah, well played by him there, knocking out Godless as well. So nice long distance shots off with that AKM, Plutonium, just camping out below that tree. Looks like there's more than 4 players all around that white yellow building there. So it looks like a bit of confrontation is inevitable here as they all just camp it out. Hakai doesn't look to have a crossbow on him at the moment, so won't be seeing any headshots coming in at the moment. But Zoid Mate looks to have taken out Rabs with the vehicle explosion. But as he camps out behind that shed, there won't be too much confrontation. There's not many players want to lose their lives at the moment. Blackout though, getting a bit out in the open to loot up that body.
Yeah, Blackout making a risk right there as we see a smaller circle come through right now. Avoid the Zoid's going to actually have to push through. They have rotated north a bit up there behind Mozart and Cozy in those buildings. They're holding a bit of a deflate, I'm pretty sure it is up there. But they're going to have to push through them to get into this next circle. And it is quite an open field as Resolve's knocking out Blackout right there. Getting a nice shot. Pushing aggressive. Resolve's playing really aggressive this game. I do like this from him. When he does play aggressive, he lands his shot. This guy's pinpoint accurate. He's someone I definitely don't want to come up against in my random pub games. But yeah, he is a really good shot. I rate him as one of the top precision shooters in the league.
Yeah, so does PUBG itself, as he is consistently up the top of those leaderboards. But Blackout, lucky to get revived there. Just staying a bit more wary now behind that building. Not want to get too aggressive with such low health as he heads back inside, probably trying to find some medication off some of his teammates. But it looks like only a handful of players are actually inside that circle at the moment. So a lot of teams will have to get a move on quite soon. It looks like Zoid Mate and his team, with the Zoid, are moving in with that Daisy. Nearly got some run over kills there in the Daisy. They are getting shot at. It'd be unfortunate to see them blow up again in another Daisy here like last week. As they keep moving through, and it does happen. They explode, and that is the end of Avoid the Zoid.
Avoid the Zoid there. Yeah, that's not one road you want to drive down. The Daisy are getting them killed yet again there. They found themselves in a little sticky situation. Plutonium and Hakai just holding that rock. Luckily avoiding getting ran over by that Dacia, but putting enough damage in his there as we go friendly dad. Bottoming out. He's got it out. He's almost chasing that car. He's going to be taking too much fire right now, and he goes down to Plutonium. Plutonium finishing him off. That was unfortunate for him. A Dacia or any vehicle at this kind of open field scenario just out of Milter is probably not the best idea. There is a lot of ridge cover on the outer side of Circle. The inner part of Circle sees a couple buildings, but we've got Therade getting Payson right there, and one ball with Headlow taking pot shots at Cozy there. These guys are holding a really nice building.
Yeah, Headlow just covering that. Well played by him. Actually, that guy, Friendly Dad, was taken out by Blackout, so a nice kill steal there. But as Headlow now is just destroying some of those players who got out of that US there. Not much they can do there, as they actually opted to run outside the zone to get in some cover. You're desperate when you have to do that, but the new zone now spawns. It is to the south, opting to be well in M3's favour there, who's just been camped out in that little building for the last few zones.
Yeah, they've been camping out in that building. Good work there by Headlow, taking that basically our entire squad. And like you said, that's not something you see every day to run into a blue zone to actually med and take cover. But if we call Nutshot is back on with Cozy here, but Nutshot, I did notice Nutshot at the end there. He is down on the water's edge. He is camping out like a trooper in prime Nutshot, or should I say never nut fashion. Combine the two guys together and you get one hefty player that likes to play late game.
Yeah, there's going to be a fair amount of death coming in just before this zone completes itself, as there's not much room for cover in that southern Milter circle. So a lot of players are going to get taken out and then move in. But with those few teams that do have those small buildings in their control, it will be quite a nice circle for them. M3 actually is proned inside one of those little road watching barricade rooms. So he actually won't be able to return fire that easily, but he will be camped out in there nicely as Nutshot, our sole survivor of champs in them, is moved around to the back near the beach. He's got Navi behind him. It'll be interesting to see if he knows what's going on there, but I'm not sure if Navi's drowning himself or if he's
Navi's actually dead. He was actually he's actually been down. As you see, Nutshot finishing, getting a nice kill on Graphite right there. He was downed in the water with no one around to actually pick him up. Nutshot in a really prime position right now. Resolves has been putting in work with that SKS. Cleaning up too. We see Headlow getting taken out by Lanny there with the Vector coming in for the flank. I don't know. I think Lanny was in that car, that UAZ that Headlow loaded up. So he got revenge there for his teammates, his fallen comrades. Uncry tries to jump that fence and, well, didn't have his Nikes on for that one. But can he jump the next one? We'll have to wait and see. No, he's going to hold that corner because that corner is currently in the circle. Snapshot is taken out by a literal right there with UMP. Pekin upstairs. We've got Pekin. Very good shot. Resolves opposite road in a building right there. And
yeah, it's a bit confusing here with both teams having such similar coloured names at the moment. But Luke Ultra and Uncry just holding it outside that fence there. Don't get too much damage, but Alistral gets a nice kill there on Extreme 2G with the frag grenade. So well played by them. They're just trying to clear that out as Uncry and them try to heal up. Blackout is probably getting revived. No, he just got finished off by Listral. So unlucky there as Resolves holds out another building across the street. We've got M3 yet again being fed by that zone, not having to move at all. Nutshot's just to the south of it, so he'll be happy as those other teams to the north, they will have to start to move in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty big fight here between Alistral's team and Pekin's holding that top building there. But like I said, you've got Resolves across the road been putting in precision shots throughout every season, so to speak, in PUBG. So, you know, the moment those guys come out of that building or there's a bit of confrontation there, Resolves is going to light them up with that SKS. Unfortunately, only having the stock mag, they're not having an extended mag with only 10 rounds in it. But, yeah, Nutshot in a prime position again, sitting there down near Merrick. So good work from both those guys, last players of their team. But Resolves here going to get pushed out. I'm not too sure whether Pekin and stuff know, because they do have guys at the base, and Resolves is going to start pushing more than likely towards the coast. As we see this circle coming in right now, Alistral and these guys taking out Pekin, getting the balcony. Is he going to take some shots? He's going to have to move. Yeah, Pekin taking some serious circle damage right now, putting down some suppressing fire. These guys aren't going to really want to turn around and have a look at him, but he's getting taken out by Resolves. Resolves peeked the corner and took out Pekin. He didn't expect that. He was worried about Pekin that entire time. You see Resolves pushing into this into the Wizard Tower right now. No kills. The other guys, 3 across the road, and it's a 3v1v1, I think it is. It is a 3v1v1. These guys, Alistral and stuff like that, having a really nice edge on this sandbag. They're not going to know Nutshot's there. Merrick, more than likely, not going to know he's there. But if Resolves comes around the back of this Wizard Tower, Merrick may turn around and actually take a shot. And as we see Resolves pushing right up next door to Merrick, does he even know? He's opened the door. He's shut the door. He's going to know now. Resolves is going to know Merrick's in there. He's just playing with him, just toying with him. Resolves taking a couple of heavy fire. That door's been blown off as Resolves goes in for the shot. He likes to play aggressive, and good work there by Resolves to push Merrick out. So we have a 3v1v1. Nutshot in third. Still top 3 again. This guy is a god. He can camp anywhere. Luke Ultra hitting a beautiful shot, and it's a 3v1. It's a 3v1 right now. Unfortunately for Nutshot, getting taken out right there. Uncry finishing it off for his team. Resolves on 8 kills right there, getting third for his guys. Nutshot bringing 3 kills again, getting second, playing that rank. That was beautiful there by Nutshot yet again. And Uncry and stuff like that, playing the position very, very smart there. Unfortunately for Merrick getting taken out there at the end by Resolves, playing very aggressive. I think Resolves played a very well game there, but good work by Uncry and his team to secure the win there with nice little kills, nice amount of kills there.
Yeah, incredibly well played by them. Nutshot coming in once again with his strategy, clutching another second place, and Resolve's also soloing it up, getting a third. And don't forget M3, who also got a nice fourth place by camping in that building. Did get a bit fed by the zone, so he was lucky in that respect. Well played by him. Unfortunately, I don't think I have enough time to hear about your Guy Sebastian story, as we have to wrap up here, but thanks a lot for having me.
No worries, man. I appreciate the commentate. I appreciate everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the first night of the finals of CGL Season 2. Tomorrow night, same time, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be live again. 3 more games. Top 12 from high top division, top 12 from bandana division. They're going to be battling it out again, guys. So tune in tomorrow night for some more interesting games and some more lovely commentating. It's Dwarf Plays and Jungle. We'll catch you guys tomorrow night. You've been lovely. Peace.
Have a great night.